I just want to say, you are looking so fierce and so happy. What is the key that is keeping you glowing right now?
Right now I've been focusing a lot on myself and just like my happiness, and then with my happiness brings a much healthier and positive energy and vibe for my daughter as well. So I definitely put her, I'm just really only focused on me and my daughter. So that's just been a huge plus. I just needed time to come back to just being me.
And in this season of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, it might have not had the happy ending that you were hoping for, but it seems like you are actually really happy right now. Can you share about if there is any silver lining to the split with Ed?
I know Ed and I did not have our happily ever after. Obviously, it's not something I ever wished or thought I would be where I'm at right now, but I'm definitely grateful that the marriage didn't end up going through, and it's allowed me to kind of just refocus on who I am as a person. I actually don't even know who I was the last couple years, so I think I'm just really excited to just kind of just be me. And I'm still figuring that out, but I know that I felt so much brighter and lively for myself and my daughter.
Well, it seems like you're like achieving so much. I saw you just ran a half marathon, which is like such a big achievement. It feels like you're really like stepping into your own. But have you spoken with Ed since the show's aired?
I haven't spoken to Ed since we filmed the tell-all a bit ago. And that was definitely the last time that I ever plan on speaking to him or would like to speak to him. I'm just so focused on moving forward.
And I felt like as a viewer, it was so heartbreaking to watch your daughter Riley in that scene where she was saying goodbye to Ed. How is she doing?
She's a smart, bright girl. Like, I swear when I still finally decide to grow up, I want to be just like her. But she is handling it very, very well. And I mean, I hate to say it this way, but I'm just happy she just doesn't ask about him. She's just she's into so many activities right now that she's just forgotten all about everything that's happened.
Yeah. And obviously as viewers, we all saw the infamous taco pasta scene. Why was that the straw that broke the camel's back with Ed?
I honestly just feel like Ed was just looking for a reason. I feel like every time it gets to something serious, he closes off and shuts back. I feel like he didn't really love himself as a person just yet. So I'm pretty sure he was just looking for an excuse. But I'm just not okay with how the situation happened with kind of going after my daughter. So I'm pretty sure that I think me finally sticking up for myself and saying some things was just kind of like a shock too. Like, I tend to be very like submissive and quiet and a people pleaser, and that night it was not going to work for me.
Yeah.
So definitely too, like it happening in front of his family. I just don't like enabled behavior. So I just wanted to stand up for my daughter. So
yeah, and I feel like a lot of moms in social media had your back.
Yes.
They really resonated with that.
Yes.
How was it like seeing that kind of reaction and feedback?
You know, it's very, very, very positive for me because I've been broken down and bullied so much online for like even being in this relationship that I think it took a lot of like guts and energy for me to kind of just stand my ground. But when it does come to my baby, that is it. I know it's very hard for single moms to date, and I know I've been attacked a lot for like, oh, you just want someone to like support you, and you know, it's nice that I had a whole community behind me, because as a single parent, it is very, very, very hard. And being out there for the summer, like I do rely on help from Ed. Like he was my family, my partner, that was our home. I did hope that I could like rely on his family, but then like it's coming back to like right after our split, it is completely back on my own. So it is very nice to have that support, because I know we are all struggling being single parents.
Definitely. And I know you mentioned the tell-all. I know you can't share any spoilers, but can you tease anything what viewers can expect to see on the tell-all?
I definitely feel like the tell-all is where people are going to start to see me really happy and getting my glow back. That, yeah, they'll definitely see a change at the tell-all of where I'm not putting up with anything else and finding me again.
Now, what are you hoping to find in your next relationship? Are you dating again?
I'm dating. In my next relationship, I'm still like mentally trying. I think my biggest fear is treating someone the way that I've been treated, just because it's what I'm used to. Mm-hmm. So I just want to make sure I take a step back for myself mentally. And I need to work on having a healthy relationship, but I definitely know that I am setting boundaries. I know what I do not want, and I will not tolerate for what I do not want. So that has been something, well, in my dating life. If I don't like something, I definitely speak my mind. I don't shut down about it anymore. I don't keep quiet.
I feel like as you get older, you get wiser with these types of things, and like I feel like that for myself too, like you know what you don't want based on things that have happened to you in the past.
I think the biggest thing I'm looking for in my relationship is a positive role model for my daughter. She has a father, but anyone that I date is going to be a father figure to her. So if I were to have a son, I would know how I want to raise my son to treat a woman. So that is also another thing I'm looking for in a relationship.
Totally. And I know in the moment when we saw everything that happened with Ed, it seemed like you were very shocked, obviously. It was kind of crazy to watch. But in hindsight, were there any indicators, like looking back, that this might have been something that had been brewing for a while for him?
You know, first of all, it's no shocker that we're always breaking up. So I don't want to say that I was completely thrown off guard. I think I'm just more shocking that less than 24 hours before, we had just ordered our wedding bands.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel like that was a blindside gaslighting moment.
Well, I just felt like the way it happened too, with not him addressing you.
No, he did not address me. He didn't do anything. Ed's really good at like just shutting down completely. I didn't see him for days.
That's crazy.
So I didn't find out anything through him. I don't think that's fair for me. So I think that was the part that hurt the most, because I just wanted questions and answers. And I think what killed me the most was just like trying to keep it together in front of Riley. And there were moments when, you know, like tearing up, like I would just have to walk away from my daughter. Like I'm supposed to be her support system.
Yeah.
But that was very shocking, like not being told.
Yeah. Do you hope to continue on in the 90-day franchise after your split?
That's always a hard question to answer. It's very hard to have any relationship open to the public.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's definitely a journey in the 90-day franchise. But also too, like, I came on in the single life. I came on with failed relationships. So there's like a purpose of 90 Day. So I don't really know where I would fit into that anymore. So I'm okay at the point where I'm just so happy in my life that if this is the end of my chapter, then it's the end of my chapter. And at least for me, it's ended on a great note.
Well, maybe we'll manifest 90 Day Fiancé the next chapter for you.
That would actually be really, really great.
Now, this season, there have been a lot of plot twists with other couples as well. What was your reaction seeing Michael's whole visa debacle with Angela unfold on screen?
Oh my gosh. So, knowing everything that I've known or even seen off camera, it is very hard to tell who is really, like, that was very hard. I don't know if Michael's actually being truthful or if he's actually being honest.
That was my next question too, is do you think Michael is in it for the long run with Angela? Do you believe him?
I really like Michael. I've seen a lot of their story unfold. I'm sure it wasn't easy for him, but I don't know if Michael's trying to get her for the right reasons.
Yeah, I feel like Angela's daughters also feel the same way. They were really trying to, like, I feel like warn her the last episode.
Yeah, and it's really hard too, because they're out there during they've been married for 5 years, 5+ years. So it's like when you're very invested and involved, but you're still really scared throughout everything that you've gone through. I mean, it's no shocker that Ed and I aren't together, even though we kept fighting, but I see Michael and Angela keep fighting, so I wouldn't be shocked if if he's in it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
So.
We'll just have to tune in and see what happens with Michael and Angela in their future. I guess we'll see.
That is one story I'm not ready to like close it on. I gotta see how it ends. Yeah.
And another couple that the fans can't get enough of is Jasmine and Gino. What has it been like? What do you make of their relationship and everything that's been happening with them?
She's a very independent person, and I think their relationship is the hardest to, I don't know, that I like them both, but their one's kind of hard. That one's hard to
watch. Yeah. Have you kept in touch with any of the cast members from 90 Day?
Yeah, I actually keep in touch with Angela constantly and Jasmine constantly. So yeah, Jasmine's, I use her vegan protein powder.
Fun.
I've been, I'm back to like my original body from this last season. So Jasmine's given great health advice, or diet advice. She's vegan, like my daughter. So I've been able to get some good feedback from her. And despite all the craziness between Angela and I, we stay in communication if we're having a hard time.
That's good that you can be good for support for each other, even after everything from the last resort and everything.
Yes.
Like, you can be there for each other.
Yes. So listen, Angela's an amazing girl. She wants everybody to have a good time. Do not try to overshadow her. So I do love Angela. She's been so great, so supportive, and the way that we've even turned around since filming the last tell-all and stuff and having each other's back has been great. Yeah.
That's great to see. That's great to hear. I like to hear about the friendships that are like genuine within the franchise.
Yeah.
Are there any other 90 Day stars that you keep in touch with, maybe that weren't on your season, or anyone that you've reached out to from other spin-offs of the show?
Yeah, Tyray and I are really close.
Love Tyray.
Tyray's from The Single Life. He comes out to San Diego often.
Have you been giving him dating advice?
We've talked about some things. We've definitely talked about our situations with each other. Man, he is a good man. He is a good person.
Yeah.
I just have a good time with him every time I see him and hang out with him. So, yeah, dating advice. I don't think I'm the best person to give dating advice.
I feel like you might have better dating advice than Sarper gave him on the tell-all.
Okay, exactly. Ty is just like, he just has such a good heart, and he deserves someone so good.
He seems like a genuine, like a real person.
We just got to get the self-confidence up, but yeah, he has been amazing to have over his company and to hang out with.
Now, looking back on your journey through 90 Day, is there anything that you would change or anything that you regret?
Obviously, I don't regret ever loving any of my exes. I am very appreciative for my last relationship, but definitely looking back, like, all the red flags were there. I'm just not someone who really gives up in a relationship, and I try to fight for it as much as I can. But that's definitely where I'm setting boundaries moving forward. And I know what I want and I know what I don't want. I wish I was that strong before, because I've always been very independent. I've always worked throughout my whole relationship. I wish I didn't turn down like my partnership and kind of leave everything behind, because it put me in a bad spot again to try to move back. So it's all the flags were there, but I should have just followed my gut the first time.
Yeah.
But.
Well, you know, you're wiser now. You know what you want.
Yes.
And you're looking amazing. You're running half marathons. You're just living your best life, I feel like.
Yeah,
so
it's great right now. Yeah, it's going to change a lot too here in the next couple months. So.